Guys, welcome to Indoor Hydroponics. I'm John, your indoor hydroponic test dummy. Welcome inside my kitchen. Today is March 20th, 2015. It's a Friday. It's something like 10:30 p.m. according to the stove. And I want to talk about a few things. One thing is I'm not going to be talking anything hydroponics today. I'm going to talk about getting some soil crops going right now, as in seed starting. So I kind of wanted to talk about seed starting mix, what I'm actually going to be doing this year in terms of that. Secondly, I want to talk about my garden plan this year because I think it's important to have a plan for when we're gardening. And third, I want to reveal what I'm going to be doing for the landscape this year. See, last year I did landscaping with bell peppers, and I did 6, 7, 8 videos on that. I grew bell peppers in the front yard landscaping, not only for decoration, because they kind of look cool, but for food, so it was kind of a win-win for everyone, okay? This year, I'm not going to do bell peppers, but I'm going to do something a little bit different. And I think it'll be just as fun, if not more successful. So let's come in and start looking at the seed starting mix first. Show you what I did. Actually, I didn't do anything. The kids did it, and it was awesome. Come on in a little closer. Okay guys, we had a nice 50-degree sunny day, came home from work type of thing. The kids wanted to play outside. Both my girls are like Daddy. They like to play in the dirt. And so I was watching them monkeying around outside, and then just something came upon me because I knew I had to start planting seeds, okay, for a couple of different varieties here that are slow starters. But I didn't have any like seed starting mix. And I thought, well, that's stupid to buy seed starting mix. I have a bunch of leftover stuff here. And so what did I have them do? What I ended up doing was I had some leftover Happy Frog potting media, okay? This is a potting stuff. It's got peat moss. It's embedded with mycorrhiza. It's got some amendments in it type of thing. It's got some humus in it. It's got some vermiculite in it type of thing. But it also has a lot of this wood chippy stuff in it, which isn't cool for seed starting. You want a nice fine mixture. I also had some leftover compost and composted manure, just bags sitting in the garage of all places, okay? What I did was I mixed those up, and then I had the kids take the little beach sand sifter thing, right? And they would sift it into a bucket for me, and I got all of these big chunks out of it. And over here is the end result. And what this is it's a very fine mixture of this Happy Frog potting media and compost. And this will make a fantastic seed starting media, like I said, because it's going to be very fine and it's going to be just the right texture for seed starting. Now, last year I started seeds, all my seeds, just in Happy Frog potting media and had very good success. But this year we're going to kick it up a notch, and so I had it all sifted out, ended up putting it into a 72 cell tray. Now, before we get started on planting, let's talk about planting. Alright guys, setting up a garden plan need not be a difficult process. In fact, take the kids' art pad, a little Sharpie action, kind of mock up your beds in the back, and I'm just going to kind of give myself an idea of where and how much plant I will need for the space that I have in my backyard. And so, because I live in Michigan, I'm only going to be doing a spring and summer grow, okay? So I'm going to have a spring plant and a summer plant. We typically do not have enough time in the year up in Michigan here to get a fall grow in. Okay, so I'm going to carry my summer grow into the fall, and then when it's done, and the snow will come. That type of thing. And then we get depressed, and then we go through that seasonal defective disorder, or whatever it's called, and then we come back and we think about spring, and we get excited again. So, regardless, let's take a peek at what I got set up for both grows this year. So I flip it over, and boom, here is my basic setup of my garden in the backyard. Here's spring, here's summer type of thing. In the spring, there are going to be some empty spots here. I'm not going to fill everything up for a spring grow, though I could. But I got 3 8x4s. I've got some circulars, I've got some grow bags that I'm going to be doing, and in the 8x4 I'm going to do some baby choy, which is like a Chinese cabbage, which is a really fast grower, good eater. I'm going to do some spring peas, I'm going to do a row of onions, I'm going to do some carrots, some kale, and I'm going to have 6 grow bags set up for red cabbage. I've got the onions and the cabbage seedlings already going downstairs because they can be transplanted out into cold weather very shortly, okay? Nextly, Nextly, is that a word? Next is the summer 2015 backyard grow. I'm going to have everything filled up here, and it's going to look like a jungle back there like it did last year. But I'm going to have cucumbers. I'm going to have an 8x4 dedicated just to poblano peppers because I love to eat them fresh. I like to dry them. I like to powder them. They're awesome. I'm going to have an 8x4 bed of half Cherokee purple tomatoes because that was my favorite tomato from last year's grow. I'm going to have the other half dedicated to bell peppers. I'm going to have a 4-foot round circular for zucchini like I did last year, which worked out well. These two are going to be grow bags. This is going to be a potato grow bag, 20 gallon. That worked out well last year. I'm going to have a 20 gallon green bean bag, and I'll probably put some poles in there and make it kind of like a teepee type of thing. I'm also going to have the grow bags here. When the cabbage is done from the spring grow, I'm then going to take those out and I'm going to transplant in some peppers. And so I'm going to have 6 grow bags with some additional peppers. I've got a hybrid that I bought that's called a Tweety hybrid. And it's called a Tweety hybrid because it's bright yellow. Should be really cool. Next, I'm going to have 2 tomato gorilla trenches. I had one last year. It worked out so well. I'm going to cut in another one this year. And so I'm going to have a row of 8 plants for just sauce, and I'm going to have a row of 8 plants for just beefsteaks, because beefsteaks are my favorite. Lastly, on this bed, I'm going to continue out on the carrot grow, because those take a little while. And then I'm going to take the kale out, and I'm going to replace it with chard, because chard does better in the summer. That is my backyard plan. What we need to get going today are some peppers, because those take 8 to 10 weeks inside to get ready just to transplant out. So if I start them today, they should be ready around middle to end of May, which is perfect for Michigan. So peppers, and the next secret plant that I'm going to use for landscaping, and it is eggplant. I'm going to landscape with eggplant this year, and I think this is going to be a really cool idea, guys. The reason is because eggplants are kind of a decorative plant. They're kind of a bushy plant. Those purple flowers that come on, those are neat. They're going to attract not only are they decorative, they're going to attract the insects in, the beneficials in. So it's going to be really cool. Now, I want to start my own eggplant seed just based on the fact that I don't want the garden variety black, big bulbous things that you have to buy from the nursery, okay? The ones that you leave on the plant a little too long and they turn incredibly bitter and nasty. So I ended up buying 2 varieties. I've got an early midnight hybrid, which is the black variety, only it produces a smaller eggplant. And so you're going to get lots, or I'm going to get lots of flushes of eggplant, but a smaller, more tender variety, less bitter. Secondly, I'm going to do one that's called Fairy Tale, which is another smaller type eggplant, which is going to be really cool. It's kind of elongated and light purple, and I think it's streaked with white. So that's going to be cool. So this is going to be this year's plan. So landscaping with eggplant 2015. Now let's get some eggplant started. Boom! Here's this year's 2015 seed starting adventure. This is going to carry out my entire grow for the entire summer. So I went with Burpee, okay? And they're a reputable company, a little bit overpriced, but I used a 20% off coupon. It worked out well. Regardless, this is going to be all the plants that I will be planting this year, okay? Because I am a big seed starter. I like to start my own seeds because then you can pick the varieties of vegetables that you want to grow. I'm also going with hybrids this year. Last year I planted a ton, if not all, heirlooms, okay? Heirlooms are good. They're genetically stable. They've been around for 50 plus years, or I think that's the criteria. Regardless, they're good for seed saving. I am not a very good seed saver, only due to the fact that I don't have the patience for it, though I need to get better at it. Regardless, I'm going with hybrid this year. I'm going with for production and disease resistance and just an overall easier grow. Now, the one thing that I do want to note out is that I see it all over the web and it just drives me crazy. Do not confuse hybrids with genetically modified organisms, okay? These are not GMO seeds, okay? Hybrids are just cross-pollinations of existing varieties, okay, to create a bigger, better plant, so to speak. A genetically modified organism is someone in a lab coat genetically modifying the seed to be, among other things, Roundup resistant, okay, so that the industrial monocultural farmers can go out there and spray their fields and kill off the weeds, but not the plants. Believe me, guys, if I was to spray Roundup on these particular plants, they would die within minutes, because Roundup is nasty. Regardless, that I just want to point that out. I do have one variety that I will be planting, and that is because of my experience. I'm an indoor bell pepper grower this year, and that is the Chinese giant sweet pepper. Shorter, compact type plant that I may sneak a couple plants into the landscaping on. I really enjoyed that one. That was cool. Compact, sweet, awesome plant. Now let's get to planting some seeds. Okay guys, if you have made it this far into the video, then you are a gardening psychopath like me. I never get sick of watching videos like this, especially by people far more experienced and better than I. However, here is what I've got going. Again, the 72 cell pack here. I've got 5 really slow starters, okay? And that's why I need to get these going right now. Because it's going to take 6 to 8 to 10 weeks just to get them ready to get outside. Again, here's my eggplant here for the landscaping. These, which going to be 24 plants here. Will I use all 24 plants? Probably not, but I can pick the strongest ones and plant those, discard the others, and or give them away. Regardless, early midnight hybrid, burpee, eggplant, fairy tale, eggplant, burpee, sweet pepper Tweety hybrid. Looking forward to seeing how that's going to work out. Burpee, hot pepper, ancho, poblano. Again, love those. I've been told that these take a really long time to germinate, so we'll see how long that takes. Again, we're going to do the Chinese giant sweet Asian bell pepper like that. And then I had some extra space here at the end, okay? And so what I'm going to end up doing is just putting in some early Jersey Wakefield cabbage. Where am I going to put it? I don't know. But we'll figure out a spot. Anyway, maybe some grow bags type of thing. Now it's time to plant. Boom. So you guys aren't really going to sit there and watch me plant seeds, are you? I mean, seriously, you're not going to. I wouldn't even subject you to that. Guys, dirt, little bit of a hole, 1/8 of an inch down, seed. Put it in, backfill it, bottom water, let it wick up, spray the top down just to keep it moist, put a humidity dome on it and set it on a heat mat. Let me finish out planting these up, guys, and we'll wrap this video up. So I'm taking a quick break here to look at this package, and the sweet pepper, this Tweety hybrid, says on the package that there are 10 seeds. And I guess I didn't notice that there was only going to be 10 seeds. And I'll be doggone if them little devils at Burpee didn't exactly count out 10 seeds. Well played, Burpee. Well played. Alright guys, so it got late into the night last night, and I did not finish up the video. However, I did finish planting, bottom watered these things with about 6 cups of water. That's what it took to fully wick up, where there was just a little bit of excess left, which I then poured out. I also sprayed the top of them just to make sure that the tops are nice and moist. It is sitting on a seedling heat mat 24 hours a day, and it also has a humidity dome. I pop it every once in a while, give it a little fresh air once in a while, but other than that, these things are going to sit there for about 4 or 5 days, at which point I'm going to transfer them downstairs. They're going to continue to sit on the heat mat, with the only exception is that I'm going to have them a T5 sitting real close to them for lighting type of thing, so that when they pop, boom, they're going to have light and they're going to be happy. This is going to be their home for the next 3 to 4 weeks. Probably sometime in late April they will require some potting up type of thing, and so we will come back at that time. So that's my plan, that's my landscaping, that's my seed starting, and I think we're off to a real good start for 2015. So as always, thanks for checking me out. Please like, subscribe, comment when you can, and I will see you later. Take care, guys. Bye.